Hey guys, it is Friday. You know what that means? It is time for the weekend wrap up. So we've been stripping Bob's truck. We are just about down to the end. Got a couple little spots left to do. Junior's been diligently scrubbing away. A little bit on the roof left, and then we'll get this in sealer. So it's got to pull door handles off and do some little spots around there. But other than that, it's got quite a bit of it. The whole back's all stripped now. There's just a little bit left on the top. And we have a new guy in town. Got a 66 Shelby. Russ brought this to us last week. And he's going to get this one all straightened out and painted up. And, this might be a good little learning experience for some of you. This car was supposed to have been stripped. And the majority of it was stripped off. Some of the panels are stripped quite well. Some of them still had a little bit of color on them. But to give you an idea of the importance of stripping these, I put a little bit of lacquer thinner on a rag and set it on there. You see how this wrinkled? It's all wrinkled up in here. Even in the red here, it's starting to wrinkle. That's the paint underneath. What happens is that lacquer thinner or any kind of hot product that you use will just bite into that stuff that's underneath, and it will leave swells, or it'll make it swell, and it'll leave a low spot. It'll make your panel look like a sheet of plywood, where you get all these little rings. So it's very important when you strip a panel to take it all the way down and get all the paint off of it, because those little areas there can cause a lot of issues. Now the deck lid on this was stripped very well, but there was no sealer on it, and the surface wasn't sanded. As you can see, a lot of that metal is pretty smooth. And what happens, if you look over here, you see how this just comes off of the razor blade? I mean, it just flakes right up, comes right off of there. And that is not good. So we're going to go through and we're going to strip all the paint off of this. We're going to get it to bare metal so it looks similar to Bob's, and then we'll finish that up. And the Barracuda, I got the third member painted, got it installed, put on the disc brakes, the caliper brackets, all the new hoses, painted the calipers, got that all wrapped up. And today, the brake booster showed up, so finally starting to get a few parts in. Isn't that pretty, huh? So starting to get a few parts and pieces, so we'll start making some headway. Brian Wolf's Camaro, I am still waiting for those drain plugs. Kind of got me on hold. It's directly above the starter. I want to get that wrapped up before I put the starter in and hang the exhaust, the headers. And hopefully, they were supposed to be here today. It's still early, but we'll see what happens. But next week, I'm going to make some good progress on that. And in the booth here, I went ahead and painted the stripes and the cowl and header panel, and just finished clearing them, so it's pretty wet. But got the stripes all laid out on it, and got those painted. So I got a couple more pieces, the fenders, and then we'll spot in the quarters, and we'll get that wrapped up as well, and keep making some progress. But we had a good week this week. Got quite a bit done. Just making a lot of headway. You stick with us, and we'll keep showing you what we got. You guys have a good weekend. We'll see you next week. Be safe. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Leave a little comment down below, and we will see you next week.